The horse have it pretty rough in 2020 because it was clashing with the Grand Duke. But in 2021, there is a big transformation heading your way. Things look pretty good for those born under the sign of the horse for 2021. Namely because you actually have three great stars, like really good quality stars supporting you. And if you take the right action steps, it might turn out that 2021 will be a pretty much happy year for you. Let's look at the first one. The first one is called Heavenly Yi, which represents a very powerful mentor and nobleman in your life, like an advisor. So it'd be great if you, in 2021, look for teachers. I think in many things that we want in life, we need to acquire the skill set and the know-hows, right? If you want to be rich, there must be a way to do that. So find out how that is with the help of the right mentor. So don't be afraid to ask for help, ask for guidance, ask for teachings, okay? Heavenly Yi, it's about help, but you need to ask for it. Number two, monthly virtue. Now this star is great because it's able to turn many challenging situations into smaller cases or smaller situations that could be easily resolved. So it would be great for you to be a bit more courageous when it comes to risk, because for some people, they just, as you grow older, right, you become less adventurous to experience life. You are more resistant to change, right? So when people are resistant to change, they feel painful, right? They don't want to change the way they do something because the old way is a bit more comfortable with them. When you have monthly virtue, be a bit more courageous and adventurous to go for change or make change happen. If you direct the change to something that you're looking forward to, like for example, you want to change how your relationships are because you've been tolerating a certain behavior that is not so good for you. Maybe it's time to speak up and change it and direct it in a positive way, because sometimes you are getting what you've been willing to tolerate for a long time. Okay, so with monthly virtue, it's time to look at some of these values and tell yourself, maybe let's have the courage to change them. And the next star is called Salty Pool. Now, Salty Pool, in the old days, they are not considered a positive star because of its quick attraction to relationships. So it's not exactly the relationships that are like long-term, intellectual and sentimental. It's more physical, if you know what I mean. This Salty Pool represents physical relationship that is quick, but it does not mean that you cannot build better and longer lasting relationships even with this star present. And if you're in sales, this star is great. Salty Pool is great because when people see you, people like you. I'm not saying you're going to sleep with everybody, of course not, but it does mean that people at least want to talk to you. If they want to talk to you, have interesting topics to talk about, right? Maybe talk about astrology or talk about face reading, talk about feng shui, or talk about anything that you know. So when you have interesting topics with the help of this star, you build great connections with people. And if you're in sales, if you're in any business that involves connecting with people, you're going to do really, really well. And of course, let's look at a little bit about the negative stars here. There's a couple here that we take note of. The death charm indicates, poor health. So, but it's not extreme bad that you could be hospitalized and can't do anything. It does mean that it's more susceptible to just getting sick. And lesser consumer means in 2021, you'll probably be spending a lot more than you have allocated for. But that's okay. It doesn't mean loss of money. It just means that you'll be buying stuff. Now, the reason why a lot of Chinese astrologers put this star here, lesser consumer here, is because traditional Chinese people generally don't like spending money. But if you think about it carefully, a lot of investments require you to put out the initial capital, right? You can use the same amount of money to buy something that is not an asset, or you can use this to buy assets, to buy investments, to actually buy something that has greater future value. Now, I would look at finances this year if horse is my sign, right? Because it's great you're going to be spending anyway, acquire assets. And lastly, 6 house basically means that there's some friendship that you might have to change. Okay, there will be some friends that you need to delete and put in the PNG list. What is PNG list? PNG basically means persona non grata. There'll be some people in your life that you have to put under that category. You don't want to talk to these people anymore. You don't be bad with them. Just delete them, right? Because they have been sort of negative in your life and they are not adding any value, and neither are you able to help them anymore. Some people you try to help, right? But they just you can't help because they're incapable of you being able to help them. So don't waste your time on them. Focus on other people where your love and your attention is appreciated and they're more sincere with this in their lives, okay? So follow that direction, your life will be much happier. And on the spiritual aspect, there's this star called the Crusade. What does that mean? Well, Crusade is actually a path where you are driven to influence the masses and bring people to the light, right? But then again, it's not about going out to convince other people. You need to convince yourself that there is higher purpose and that your life has greater meaning, okay, greater purpose that is for you. So maybe this year is a self-reflective year where you discover your inner bigger life purpose, that you are there to be able to serve a community, be able to make an impact to others and help other people transform. So all in all, it's a pretty interesting year for those born under the sign of the horse. And by the way, you might have horse in the year, month, day or hour of birth. It could be any one of these 4 places in your destiny chart and you could be influenced by the sign of the horse. If it's in the year, this is your network, your friends in 2020, they are helpful to you. You might find people who can become your mentors. If it's on the month of birth, well, this is great. That means in your business, in your work, you will find the right teachers. You will have you'll be able to solve problems in your industry or in your organization. And if you're in sales and you're speaking to other people, you're going to attract a lot of attention and you'll be able to win their hearts, which is important because this is how you build business. And if it's on the day, this is also fantastic. If it's on a day of birth, which means that your spouse can be a good teacher to you this year. Your relationships are more fun with the salty pool, and it does indicate that it becomes more exciting for you. And if the horse is in the hour of birth, it indicates that there will be new opportunities for you to find new investments, particularly in hiring the right type of people. So if you're in business, think about searching and hunting for the right individual to help you, support you in the roles that you need to expand on in your team. And even if you're working for other people, it's great to build a downline so that it makes way for you to go higher, right? You want to have a strong team so that they can help push you and support you to go up to the next level. That would be a good way to use the horse in the hour of birth. Now, you might have other animal signs in your entire astrology chart. Follow the link that you see on the screen to plot your chart, and to get more information, go to the link that you see on the screen right now or on the comment section, download the accompanying notes and watch the other animal signs as well. And before you go, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get further notifications when I release more videos about the feng shui and astrology of the year of the metal ox.